Hello everyone, I'm back with another Reddit Addicts episode. If you find my videos entertaining, please kindly subscribe and like them. Thanks to everyone for your suggestions and kind notes. Now, let's get started with today's exciting stories.
Mike, 31M. Gut feeling says my wife, 30F, has cheated. She says it's all in my head and that I'm insecure. Help. I've, 31M, been lurking around on here for a week mainly to gain comparisons with my situation and others. Obviously, I've seen a lot comparisons, so I'll try and keep this as short as possible. Married for 10 years, together for 14, and have a 9-year-old son. I love my wife with all my heart and she says the same. She'll do anything for me and is the most loving person I've met. Sex is usually always good, so no complaints there. She's dealt with a lot of crap from me due to mental health struggles over the years, but she has always been there for me. Here's the problem: in October 2022, I went through a bad patch due to external events, which caused me to go into a brief spell of depression. This understandably wore her down and we struggled. Shortly after that period, I started to get a deep feeling of dread that something wasn't quite right between us. My gut was trying to tell me something. This feeling only grew stronger throughout November. I didn't confront her about anything, I just observed. There was a distance that wasn't there before. Fast forward to December, she had her Christmas party after work and stayed in a hotel as she was working the next day too, which was all planned, so no issues there. She came home around 6 p.m. the next day, and when she walked into the house, I looked at her and she smiled. But at that moment it was like something hit me in the stomach at 100 miles per hour and knocked me down. I could almost see it in her. She looked different, had a different vibe altogether, and it was so strongly that I felt like I knew something had happened. She came back downstairs after getting changed and sat on the sofa next to me. I felt so much rage that night I could barely contain it. But I did. We went to bed, and as we'd had zero trust issues in the past, I foolishly believed she would tell me when I asked, "Is there anything you want to tell me?" She replied in a soft higher pitch than usual, "No." After a few goes I gave up with questions. Oddly, we then had the best sex we had in long time. But the suspicions and gut feeling remained, with zero proof. To cut long story short, throughout December and the first part of January 2023, I directly asked her if she had cheated in any way, shape, or form, and that I only wanted to know so we can move past it. Of course I could never forgive this, but just wanted the truth. She repeatedly denied and said she is going to call the crisis team or doctors as I'm heading into psychosis as I'm delusional and paranoid, insecure because she's lost a lot of weight, etc. She wanted to get my mother involved to tell her I'm not well, which pissed me off. Then the crying would happen and I'd feel bad and say sorry. This was a repeating cycle until mid-January. In the end, I had no proof, so I tried to let it go. The gut feeling never went away. It got stronger and weaker at times, but always there. Fast forward to now, I have walked out. 3 weeks ago, I found out she had changed her passcode on her phone. I asked if I could use it for Apple Pay as I didn't have mine set up for it. I could tell straight away she didn't want to give it to me. I asked if her PIN was still her D.O.B. always has been, she says no, and sort of stalls trying to tell me the new one. I cut her off and said it doesn't matter, just leave it. She's guarded with her phone when typing to someone, unless it's her family, then she has no problems showing her screen, but she even goes as far as changing her whole seating position on the sofa so as she can carefully guard the screen, while she types whatever she's typing. 3 nights ago, I was looking on Reddit, and someone mentioned the app KeepSafe, so I looked it up, and immediately recognized it as something I've seen on her phone back in December. I didn't know what it was back then, but I knew when I seen it on the App Store, and learned what it was used for. I asked her if she'd ever heard of it, and sheepishly replies a no. Don't think so. I said, are you sure, because I know you've had that app on your phone before? And she has denied and denied until she's blue in the face. Since then it's back to the, I would never do anything to break up this family, it's all on you, you have no proof, you're delusional, you're paranoid, I'm going to call the crisis team because you're not well. I've forgotten a lot of what she said, but I just laughed and said do not gaslight me. She go from hysterical crying to outright insults regarding my mental health in a split second. Seriously, however, I am heartbroken, sleeping in my car tonight and I just can't help but love her. Is she right? Am I crazy and paranoid? Edit ***. This was my first time posting on here, so I didn't expect the kind of response you all gave, so thank you for all of inputs. Just read a couple of things and wanted to clarify that I've never, and never will be violent against my wife. I've had a history of depression, low mood, etc., not psychosis or illusions. I'm not psychotic now, but I would say that, however, I am questioning my own reality based on her response to me. If she is completely innocent, then I'm an idiot and I've probably ruined our marriage anyway. She said she changed her passcode in December and I only found that out a few weeks ago, as I'm not one to go through someone's phone. If that makes me weak or stupid or both, then so be it. I've never experienced this before, therefore, after 14 years of being open with each other, I naively thought she'd tell me right away. Stupid, I know. She's changing. She even said last week that she thinks she's having an early midlife crisis. At 30, she wants to go to the gym now. Great, go for it. She's buying new clothes/underwear. Great, go for it, if that makes you feel good. Goes on sun beds now too. She even bought one of those daft vape pens for the first time the other day. She doesn't smoke, and said she doesn't know why she got it because it goes against what she believes in. How can you begin to make sense of that? I've not been the greatest husband, just like most of us here. I have a lot of flaws, and I'm very aware of them, but I've always supported her in whatever she wanted to do in life.
We hope you enjoyed this story. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in the next video. And before you go, please be sure to subscribe for more.